Today we're doing a retention Reddit post. So I'm going to be talking in code here for obviously YouTube purposes. Also, I'm going to upload this for the screen for you guys to read along if you guys want to go ahead and do that as well. Of course, I am going to blur out certain words, but I am going to talk in code, so you guys should understand exactly what I'm talking about. So essentially, this Reddit group has about 143,000 members, a little bit more than that. Also, if you guys filter out, if you guys do join this Reddit group, essentially, if you filter it out to the most popular, this is like one of the most top upvoted ones. It has about 2,700 likes, something like that. And essentially it says retention, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The post is going to be an overview of my experiences, what I have learned, great resources for others on this journey, and how we can better utilize this energy to our advantage. Background: I am 26 years old and have had a successful life. I got a scholarship to play D2 college sport at a college that overlooks the ocean, received my financial degree, and have had good jobs throughout my young life. I now own 2 businesses that are both 6 figures barely, which I'm proud of, as I have sacrificed sweat, tears, putting in the extra work to get where I am. After college, roughly 3 years ago, my social life went down tremendously. I turned to spicy content frequently to fill the void of loneliness. Slowly but surely, this turned into a full-on addiction. I was dating a cute girl that I was very attracted to for a year, ended 8 months ago, and through this period, my spicy content use much less. I always knew in the back of my mind that watching other people smash each other was not healthy for my brain or soul. After we broke up and towards the end of the relationship, my spicy content use got way worse and made me very moody and all over the place emotionally, like a woman. So to kind of add on to that with the spicy content, we talk about this in NoFap. Watching spicy content isn't good for you. If you guys didn't know, there's a bunch of downsides to watching spicy content, so I recommend you guys stop watching spicy content as soon as possible. It can lead to like things of not able to get it up. It also gives you false realities. Also, like this guy said, he started watching more and more of it, so for some people it might get out of control, and it's just overall it's not good. In my opinion, it's not natural. This is something that, like, why is it that people just, they have like this urge to go and watch it, and then they watch it alone in like a dark room with nobody else knowing? So this is something that they're not proud about. So that's why I'm adding on that it's not good for you, because if it was good for you, it'd be like, oh, you know what, come and check this out or whatever, and you'd be talking about it. So I have started retention about 7 months ago, and it has drastically affected my life. I have had a streak over 100 days and multiple streaks of 50+ days through these 7 months. I have learned a great deal about the life force of retention. I hope to share my findings with you guys to help you along your journey and to make this world a better place. Benefits: the good. For me, the benefits don't really start about 2 weeks or so in. Then there's another jump about every week after that, as long as this energy is being used wisely for the good of your soul, body, mind. We'll get into this later. At around 80 days, the energy is so intense that I felt like I could, I'm not going to say that, something to a lion with my bare hands. And of course, that's slightly bull smack, but that is literally the type of mindset you start to have. So yeah, once you hit to a certain point in retention, you do get like really confident, and you feel like you can take on the world, and you're just like, you're in the best possible mindset as well. The other thing that I do agree with is you do have to give it about 2 weeks to start seeing some of the benefits. Of course, you could see some of the benefits a little bit sooner. I do talk about this on my YouTube channel a whole lot, that essentially seeing benefits and all that, it's different for everybody, and don't expect to see benefits right away. A lot of these timeline videos will misguide you, give you false information that, oh, okay, well, you may see this, you may see that, and or they do say that you are going to see these benefits, and you're like, okay, well, I only got like half those benefits, or I never saw the other half. The other thing is the amount of time. They're a little bit off, and I think some benefits that these timeline videos talk about are fluffed up. They tell you guys a little bit more than what is true. But going back to this, skin has improved incredibly through this practice. I no longer wash my face consistently and have great healthy skin even during the winter up in the mountains. I live by a lake, Tahoe. My whiteheads are basically a thing of the past at this point. If I get one or two, they heal fast and don't look bad at all because my skin is so healthy otherwise. So this one I actually do kind of notice. Of course, I don't know if it's better hygiene on my behalf as well, because I used to get a lot of acne, but now currently I rarely break out and get acne, because it's like acne was something that was a little bit difficult for me. The other thing is I'm trying to keep in mind is I do wash my face a whole lot better, so that's probably adding into why I don't get acne as much, because like I can feel when the dust gets on my face and it builds up. So this one, kind of true, kind of not. I'm just trying to be realistic with you guys, give you my honest opinion on it. It could be something that's a real benefit. It could also be something that it's just better hygiene. Hair is overall stronger, healthier. Also, I am getting new hair follicles on my body, which were not there before. This was kind of weird at first, but now I have accepted it. Hair vibrates as is a sign of vigor. So essentially, the hair one, I have heard other people say like your skin and hair, it gets a little bit healthier, which to me this kind of makes sense, because like when you're not releasing and wasting your seed, essentially your body's reusing these resources and it's reusing it for yourself, so it's able to use it other places. So I do believe this is possible to a certain extent. The other thing is maybe you're just taking better care of yourself. So I'm just trying to come from a place that's not biased for you guys. And to mention, I haven't noticed this benefit of like my hair getting thicker. Maybe with the facial hair, like I get a little bit more on my beard, but I think this is something that's more genetics, because like I honestly think there's people out there that practice retention and they just don't get any facial hair or anything like that. But then again, I could be wrong. Anyways, going on to the next one, voice. Voice gets deeper slowly but surely as you retain longer and longer. Around 60 days is when my voice got way deeper than before. This makes it easier to pronounce words and actually make it much easier to sing and yell out. So this one I actually do agree with, that you will notice. This is a benefit that I believe actually does happen, because like essentially I notice when I get onto like the longer streaks is that my voice, it gets a little bit more deeper. I get confident with what I'm saying, so like I'm not dependent on people's thoughts or opinions. The other thing is I realize I talk a little bit slower as well, and in some of my videos, like when I'm recording them or when I'm editing my videos, I'm like, okay, well, I actually do talk a little bit slower, more calmly, relaxed, and I think it's more attractive overall. But then again, I talk a little bit of a faster pace just because like I realize their retention span is a little bit short. So then again, I talk a little bit quicker just for you, so I can get your guys' attention and keep you guys engaged. But going on to the next one, mental clarity. My mental clarity is sharpened tremendously during a longer streak. I'll define a longer streak by 30+ days. Memory improved, witness improved, vocabulary improved. It's like you just automatically find the words in your brain you want instead of having to look for them. Everything to do with your brain, huge improvement. Mental clarity improves greatly only if you are not stimulating yourself with spicy content, binge watching, fantasizing, etc. We'll talk more about these destructive behaviors later. Woman attraction gets stronger for me the longer I am holding. I'm sure most of you have heard tons of information about this, and all I can say is it's true. If you use your energy positively productively. If you watch spicy content and do destructive behavior, this superpower goes away instantly. Having said that, I have attracted many different females of all sorts of ages. I have slept with a good amount of women in my life and have been successful, but this revs up the attraction big time. You instantly know when a girl is attracted to you with all these little cues females do. Twirling their hair, laughing for no reason, smiling for no reason, biting fingernails, being submissiveness. To add on to that, you also know they try introducing themselves like subtly. They won't just make it all out there, but they'll be like, hey, are you using this? Or they'll just like talk to you, be like, oh, that's a nice thing, and trying to spark up a conversation. You'll notice this, like if a chick's into you, she'll just make it a whole lot easier just to start up a conversation and have this multiple times where they're like, oh, that's a nice shirt, or whatever it is, and it's like, okay, yeah, and then you just start off with a conversation from there. The other thing I do want to mention, I'm not going to cover all the woman attraction because there's a lot to this video, but the other thing I want to mention is that with the women attraction, you do have to be somewhat good looking. You do have to be above average, in my honest opinion, because like honestly, if you're out of shape, you can do retention and all that, but it's not going to attract women, and this shouldn't be your main priority as well. You should be doing retention for like all the other benefits, like being productive, being energetic, being vibrant, being happy, being confident. There's so many benefits that we can't cover them all, and I'm gonna go ahead and continue on with the story, but I just want to say that out there for the women attraction is you do have to exercise, be in shape, and look your best, honestly, if you're going to practice just for women attraction, which I wouldn't recommend doing it. Anyways, going on to the next part, respect from others. You start getting natural respect from guys and girls, and people start to trust you and want to be around you due to the energy you have. So I think this kind of ties off with the deeper voice, just being more confident in general. Like you do notice people want to interact with you, want to hang out with you, just like it's a whole lot more natural. Fitness, I have always been in good shape, but this has heightened my fitness. My cardio is way better, my muscles are stronger and look better, my recovery improved so much it's actually hard to even believe. Fitness goes up tremendously as long as you are working out and grinding, so this should be a natural. Like I said, if you guys want to attract women naturally, start working out, being a better physique, and once you look better, it increases your chances. But to top off on the fitness, so essentially this is something that I noticed when I get onto a longer streak. I noticed that I get a whole lot stronger. I can actually push a little bit more weight, and you become a little bit more focused as well. So that's actually a really good benefit for those of you guys that are working out and you want to increase and give yourself that little extra boost. You actually get a little bit stronger. It's weird. I think there was a boxer out there, I think it was it might be Mike Tyson, I forgot which one, but essentially he realized that he couldn't be releasing his seed and having all the fun experiences if he wanted to be the best boxer out there. And so it kind of shows you that this helps you out in all areas of your life. Manifestation in your life happens way faster. You start manifest things during long streaks. You almost intuitively know that you will, where before it was a big challenge to manifest during a long streak, you just know you are going to pure confidence. This could be money, attraction, fitness, anything. So to kind of talk about that with manifestation, I think you guys need to have a goal or a vision in mind, and you got to start working towards it, because if you don't start working towards it, you're not going to ever reach that goal. And of course, with retention, you're going to become a little bit more focused, more driven, more energetic, more determined, and that leads to the manifestation because you're trying to work towards these goals, and it gives you that extra push. Sleep, insane, lucid dreaming, literally like nothing you have experienced during on a long streak. Also need to sleep less. For me, this doesn't really kick in until at least 30 days, so you do require less sleep. This is something I noticed, like I'll wake up a little bit in the middle of the night, I'll go 2 hours less, and I feel just like perfect energy. I'm like, I'm ready to get my day going, and then I go back to sleep and then I lose that energy just because like it ruins my sleep cycle. But essentially you do realize that you're more energetic and you require less sleep. Energy during a long streak, you'll see the world for what it is, just energy. Nothing is materialistic. It is all waves of energy constantly changing. You see energy, feel energy, and are confident in your own energy. This makes manifesting easier. So yeah, your energy, you'll notice that overall you're just happier, vibrant. And I already talked about this earlier, so I'm not going to go into it too much. IQ increases greatly. I think that goes back to like the clarity, your mental clarity, you're thinking quicker. So I think that ties into the IQ. Creativeness increased greatly. There are hundreds of benefits. I'll write more in the future posts. If you guys like this info, that's all he says right there. Downside of retention, the bad. So let's see what he has to here. The downside of retention is that with great power comes great responsibility. If you do not use this energy productively and in positive ways, it can cripple you. My biggest hurdle in this journey is being hyper focused during my streaks. If you give in to your lower self and start to watch spicy content or fantasize about having fun, the stimulus you will get will be just like the bad substances that you do out there. It will be a wormhole that only gets tougher and tougher to get out. My advice would be that you start fantasizing. My advice would be that if you start fantasizing or if you watch spicy content, not to be hard on yourself and try to quit immediately. Take a cold shower, go for a run, do push-ups, or do something creative. The longer you are in the state, the further down the rabbit hole you will go. Why is this bad? This leads to intense anxiety and the deep sad and horrible thoughts. Examples: I was on a fishing trip with my father a few months back and watched spicy content one morning while he was sleeping. I watched it for a long time, probably over an hour, and didn't realize for the next couple of days my anxiety was so bad that I started to get panic attacks while we're fishing. I never had a panic attack before, and fishing is one of the most calming activities for me to do. So to kind of add on to this or talk about what he's talking about, so don't watch spicy content because like essentially you are going to reset your streaks. And what he did mention, like what he recommends is going out, taking a cold shower, exercising, going out for a run. Whenever you start getting like those kind of thoughts, you just gotta instantly just go and change your mind. You could just be like, okay, well, I'm gonna go eat a snack. All you gotta do is just change your mind, change that those thoughts and channel it somewhere else, and then just act on it. Because if you don't act on being productive in another area of your life, of course you're gonna reset your streak. You're gonna be putting yourself in a negative mindset. Also, you're acting on impulses, I believe that's the word, where you're just like, you have no control of yourself. So you guys do want to build up that self-control. You don't want to build it down, which if you act on your emotions, on what you just want to do, essentially you're going to be building your self-control down, and then you won't be self-disciplined in the future. So that could be really crippling, in my honest opinion. Kind of going based off the fishing trip, I haven't experienced that, so I can't really relate to him on that, but I'm pretty sure some of you guys have experienced that as well. I'm not gonna read the rest of that part. Ways to channel your energy positively: yoga, lifting weights, running, cold showers, meditation, breathing exercises, creativeness, playing instruments, nature, being more disciplined, eating healthier, laughing, reading, looking out at nature, listen to soulful music, communicate with other people, affirmations. So the ugly, there is no ugly. If you have watched the movie The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly with Clint Eastwood, I highly recommend if your attention span can handle an actual good plotted old school movie. Also, if you like westerns, another of Clint's for a few dollars more is one of the favorites. These movies are badass, good retention, motivation. Conclusion, I could have made this post 10 times longer, but Phil, it is a good source of info for everyone along this journey. Please let me know what you think. If I'll get good feedback, I would be glad to answer any questions and even start making videos here soon. Good luck, everybody. Let's make this world a better place. So anyways, he didn't do the conclusion too much, but we're gonna go ahead and make a conclusion overall on this post, because I think there's a lot that we covered on this post. So essentially, there's tons and tons of benefits you guys will notice. Also, just realize spicy content isn't good for you. It's one of the most destructive things. It's not something that you guys should be doing. Also, it's not natural to be watching somebody else do that. Anyways, but overall, the benefits should be your main priority. You should want to be energetic. You should want to be driven. You should want to be confident. And honestly, give it about 30 days. This guy said after 2 weeks he started seeing benefits. You guys can watch a lot of these videos out there, and some of them may be good, some of them might be bad, and I just want to give you guys a quick general info. Essentially, you can check out some of my videos on my channel, but the best way to put it is that these benefits, you may not see all of them. Also, they do happen at different times, so in an honest opinion, you should give it about 2 weeks to a month to start seeing any benefits. Also, the downsides of it, if you do go down the rabbit hole, don't be so negative. Also, just try doing your best. You may end up messing up and resetting multiple times, but as long as you guys continue, that's the whole main thing. And that's pretty much it for this video. Don't forget to smash that like button, and I'll go ahead and catch you guys in the next